So today we're taking a look at the RG476H device that I've been waiting for, and yeah, I've had it for about 2 weeks now, so I'm going to share my impressions and how I feel about it, and was it worth the hype. So that's the box. It's a device made by Anbernic. Here's what comes in the box: instruction manual, English and Chinese. Nothing too special. Comes with a memory card, unfortunately. It's a generic one. 120 gig. Comes with games. And there's another one for 256 gigs. I got the 128 one. And apart from that, comes with your standard USB-C charging cable. Oh, I guess it also comes with the machine, huh? Here it is. So this is where it comes with. And I guess it includes the machine itself, right? Here it is. Beautiful machine. Let's decipher the name a little bit here. So RG means retro gamer or retro gaming. 4.7 means that it's a 4.7 inch screen. More on that later. 6 means that it's a 6 chipset from Anbernic, and it's called a T820 chipset. Just so you know, it plays up to GameCube. I'll play most GameCube games, and I'll play about 80% of the PS2 games. So it plays up to that, so that's really cool. That means that N64, PSP, Dreamcast run flawlessly, even upscale on the system. And the H means horizontal, of course. So the display is a 4.7 inch, full 80 by 960 resolution, has a 4.3 aspect ratio. And it's an IPS screen. Surprisingly, it's not a OLED. It looks like an OLED, but it's not an OLED. It has a 120 Hz refresh rate as well. It has 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage. You cannot put your games on there. They need to go on an SD card. 5,000 milliamp battery. It'll last up to about 6 hours, and it supports up to 9 watts charging. So you could use some higher charging bricks to charge it. It has Android 13 and supports streaming, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.0, 1080 video out as well via a special USB cable that I do not have. It has active cooling. The fan is pretty quiet. It's thin, lightweight. The body is made out of plastic, but the front is all glass. So all this is all glass. I'm not sure you guys can see it, but pretty impressive. Unfortunately, that makes it a little more fragile, so you definitely have to be careful with that device. Alright, let's talk about the buttons on this thing. So, the D-pad, very nice, very responsive, and I really like it. The joysticks are actually Hall effects, which means they're not going to drift, and they feel really good. So there's no cardinal snapping. What I mean by that is, on a lot of my other devices that I review, usually you can only go up, down, left, right, and diagonal. That's where it's going to snap, right? Like a joystick at an arcade, right? That's how it works. But here it's full 360 degrees, and there's a lot of range in the motion, so that's really good. Face buttons, really nice. They feel super comfortable. Typical Anbernic, you know what I mean? They're awesome. Here you have your back and your home button for Android, because this is an Android device. And here you have your selected start. Underneath you have your earphone port, and you have your USB-C charge. Here you have a little flap here. And you have your SD card. It's cool. Really on the side. On top you have your L1s and L2. They're a little loud, but that's not too bad. And you have your trigger buttons. Here you have your fan outtake. Here's the intake. And apart from that, you have your power button and your volume rocker. Pretty simple, really. And on the back, your fan intake, and yeah, matte finish, which is nice. In the front, like I mentioned, it's all glass, so that's something to take in consideration. It's like the retro, a lot of the retro devices are like that now. It looks really nice. I see two cons though. One of them is you're gonna get a lot of fingerprints on this thing, and the other thing is if you drop this, it cracks. So you have to be extremely careful. That's why I'm not sure if I'm gonna take this one on the go with me too much because of that. I think this might be one of my devices that I play just before bed or just on the couch, you know what I mean? Because it is a big device. We'll talk more about the screen a little later. Something else I want to mention is you could connect this to a TV. I don't have the connection right now, but it's a USB-C to HDMI female, and then you can connect an HDMI cable straight to a TV. So I don't have the cable to test, but I've heard of some people do that, and so that's pretty cool. So this does run Android. So what that means is, first of all, it's touchscreen, so that's cool. And also, that's why this device could play up to GameCube and PS2. Usually, with the Linux devices, it doesn't play up to those. So this is an Android. It's like basically this is like a phone, right? It's like an Android phone. You could actually install Google Play, so like, you know, install some Android games and stuff like that, or apps or whatever you want to do with it. It's cool. But this came out of the box. Like I did some small configurations to get this screen, but apart from that, the only thing that I did is I didn't like the ROMs that they put, so I sort of like put my own ROMs on there and running away with this. I mean, yes, a lot of people like to install their own stuff. They wipe it clean and they install everything. That's what I've done with the Retroid Pocket 4. That took like days for me. So I might do that later when I have more time, but for now, this does the job for me. I mean, the interface is still not too bad. And, you know, it has box art and I could still play any of these games. So that's pretty cool. It runs really well. The back end for this is RetroArch, so that's pretty cool. You can create save states and do all that fun stuff. Now for everyone's favorite segment, let's do some size comparison. Let's start. Why not? NES controller. So, I mean, gives you an idea. Gives you a little idea of the height too. And it's a big screen, big beautiful screen, 4.7 inches. Can't say enough about the screen. This screen to me is the best. This is another device from Anbernic. I also reviewed this one. This is the RG476H. And as you can see, definitely bigger than that one by quite a margin. This one is a 3.5 inch screen, 4:3 ratio, just like this guy. Another Anbernic device. This is the RG476H. And again, this one's definitely bigger than that one. Well, I say that. Now for something maybe a little more familiar to you guys, here's the switch light. So this one's interesting. So the switch light's definitely bigger, but the switch light also has a 5.5 inch screen, but this is a 16:9 ratio, so this one's a wide screen, and this one's a standard screen. What about compared to Switch game case? Dragon Quest III remake. Bought this guy yesterday. So that's almost about the same size. Actually, this is a pretty fair comparison if you look at it that way, right? Well, not exactly the same size, but gives you a good idea of the size. That's cool. Well, let's weigh in this guy. The heavy boy. 300 grams, wow. In comparison, the Switch Lite comes in at 273 grams. So even though it's bigger, the RG476H is actually heavier. What about an NES controller? 85 grams. What about a Switch Pro controller? 225 grams. Yeah, this might be overkill, but what about my Android tablet? This is a beast, and this is like an 11-inch tablet with the case. Comes at 705 grams. Obviously, this guy's heavier. Well, the average price for the RG476H is around $150, $160, depends where you go. There might be some interesting Black Friday sales. I'm not sure if there will be, since it's a pretty new device, but I would be on the lookout for that. Personally, I got it from my friends at Lit NXT. They made me a pretty good deal for it. I really appreciate it. I suggest you guys always to buy your stuff from there. For peace of mind, excellent customer service as well. So if you have any issues, these guys will take care of you. And the shipping is quite fast. Even though it's coming from China, their shipping is really fast. So these are the only guys that I order from, so I really suggest you guys checking them out. I will have an affiliate link in the description below. Feel free to use it. It supports the channel as well, so that'd be awesome. And thanks to NXT. By the way, there's a few more devices coming my way very soon, including the infamous Meal Mini Flip. We come to the part of the video where I talk about would I recommend this guy. Damn, I'll be honest with you guys. I've been waiting for a device like this since I started reviewing these handhelds, since I started playing them. I'm like, you know what would be cool? Have a portable device has a 4:3 aspect ratio, like the good old games, right? Like the NES, Super Nintendo games, N64, Genesis games, all the games I grew up with, right? But have the biggest screen possible for this time with some excellent resolution. Well, this guy here has the aspect ratio is crazy. 1280 by 960 is crazy. That's just nuts, basically. That's twice the resolution that these handhelds have, because they usually have 640 by 480. This has double the resolution, which is nuts, and you could totally see. I mean, this is Sonic Advance on the Dreamcast. It's a dream come true for me, honestly. As soon as I saw that device, as soon as it was announced, I was like, yeah, that's the one I want. And it's not too expensive, right? Because the RG477M, which is the one that came before this one, yes, it's more powerful, but it's also $100 more. So keep that in consideration. Also, the buttons are in line, like the L2 and L, they're in line and they're not stackable. So, I don't know. It does have a metal shell though, but for the price difference, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I have not tried the other one, but this one here is just great. This is the one to buy. I'll be honest. I know some people came to me and was like, yeah, I'm waiting for that good handheld. Which one would you recommend? Well, this is the one that I honestly recommend, and this is my go-to device, and it's going to be my go-to device for a long time too. So yeah, I cannot recommend it enough. If you guys are serious about your retro gaming, yes, you're going to pay a little more for this one, but you won't have to buy another one. Probably for like a good little while, right? I'm sure they're going to probably release some better ones in the future, something that's more appealing, but for now, this is the one that I'm using, and it'll take a lot for them to dethrone that for me. Like, as far as I'm concerned, this is what I'm going with. Yeah. So, highest recommendation. Pick yours up. I also forgot that it also comes in gray and purple. So that's something that's more appealing to you. Personally, I love the black. I just love the black, like with the glass finish. It's, man. I still can't believe I could hold a device like this and play retro games. Can you imagine doing that when you were a kid? I was playing on the DMG Game Boy. What? Man, we've come around, haven't we? It's quite remarkable. Alright guys, I'm going to sign out. Get yours today. Click on the description below. And consider hitting that like button. Hit the dislike button if you don't like what you just saw. Please comment though, and I could, take some feedback. I'm a big boy. Consider hitting that subscribe button. You could be a member if you want. Feel free to join that. It starts at $1 a month, $3 a month, or $5 a month. Really cheap. It supports the channel for a good cause. Thank you to all my channel members. Really appreciate you guys. And usually I talk about what I'm going to review next, huh? The next guy in line is this one. I've been streaming with this one. This is the Analog Pocket. This is a beast. It could actually play a retro game, so I don't want to say too much about this guy, but expect a review sometime in November for this guy. Signing out. See you guys next time.